earlier, but life, throws some curveballs our way. I'm going to rinse out this bowl, and then we are going to get started with preparing the fruit for the wine. I hope I can fit it all in one carboy. I think I can. But we'll see. There could be a chance that I have to. I have an extra kind of primary fermenter in the back there, just in case. Let me see. Oops. Yeah, you can see it back there. Just in case I need another. So that is my cutting board. I'm gonna grab the knife, cut the pears. This is my sterilizing solution. Very important. I've been reading about to sanitize everything. So this thing's got to get warmed up, I guess. Oops, it's on off. Well, that'll do it. Let's get you on spray. Alright, I'll give that a good minute. I'll dump that out while I get the mandolin and a knife. Whew, man, this was an intense, a tense moment putting the kid down. I'm feeling very strongly. Alright. Let me know if that comes back online. But this should be fun. What's nice is it's not that much effort to make wine. Though it is a lot of effort putting an infant to sleep. Not like to sleep, but just letting him sleep. You know what I mean. I'm going to sanitize the tools a little bit. Just to be a little extra. Shouldn't get anything on the lens there. A little extra careful. And then I'm going to get my potato masher, and that is going to be what I prepare the bottles with. So first, sanitization. And then it will be time for slicing everything up nice and thin and fermenting it all. Oh, I see some chats. What's up? Hey, Trip. Yeah, you just timed it right. I'm going to do... Oops, sorry, this thing is in the way. I'm going to do some brewing stuff before I settle in for writing. And I probably will write some later tonight. But I want to make sort of a fun, mainly pear wine, but with a few extra elements. So that should be fun. I think that smells sanitized. Make sure there's not a clump of powder on the bottom. Doesn't look like it. We'll find out. We'll find out when Final Boss keels over from botulism or something. Anyways, happy thoughts aside, let's get to the fun part. So I think this is in focus. I can't really tell. I should probably pull up the Twitch app. Whew, gracious. Dude, the putting the baby down was a doozy tonight. I will tell you. I will tell you. Gracious, gracious almighty. Let's see. How do I see my stream? Alright, that looks fine. That looks fine. Okay. So, that's my chat there. So I'm just going to cut and core the pears for the most part. I probably could get a simpler, just trying to get all the crud out, and then I will prepare them for the mandolin, which will thin slice them that I can smush them for their delicious flavor. I'm putting some fun little mixes in this. It's going to be more of a pear melody than a straight up pear wine, which I'm pretty excited about. Yeah, but this is just about getting ready. So I'm going to throw these in here for the time being. I'm going to pull the scraps in that bowl. Just make sure I line that up right, because having to cut out a bunch of extra stuff because I didn't do it properly is a bit of a headache. So getting the seeds out. I should honestly, see if I can plant some of these, but we'll see. One day maybe. We'll worry about pear seeds. All right. Probably could have gotten a little smaller knife, but why not? Get all that crud out. That looks clean. All right, and so I have a passion fruit here, which I do want to try to add in there as well. So just getting some things that have more acidity, because pears are really sweet. And so adding some things with acidity in them is never a bad idea. And also I'm going to be putting a pectin enzyme in this so that it breaks down some of the pectin and releases more sugar from these fruits. So that, I don't know if I'll stream it because it's really just like a very brief operation. Maybe I'll do it during like a writing stream as like a break. That's actually probably the best idea. I'll just like record that section on the YouTube, but yeah, I'll probably be there's gonna be a few little steps in here that should be pretty fun. And yeah, there's nothing more entertaining than watching somebody cut fruit, right? Guys and gals, right? But don't worry, I will be writing soon, I guarantee it. Get some of this core out. And we'll see. I'm actually really curious. The Foxy lady got me a little some winemaking stuff. So I'm really excited to see how it comes together. Wow, that is a wildly shaped pear, which makes it difficult to peel. All right. I think that is mostly. All right. Yeah, I probably should have done that sideways, but I can still get some of the more fibrous bits out if I can. All right, that's kind of the stem as much as I could find it here. Maybe I'll just quarter this guy. So yeah, I'm gonna potato masher it, but in order to make that even easier, I'm gonna use a mandolin to cut these really, really thin, just to see. One, it'll just help it fit in the bottle, my primary ferment a little better. I'm gonna take out some of these parts that look a little funky though, because I just want to make sure that there's not as many, there's no contaminants in here, you know. Obviously, it's not like that big of a deal. I'm going to be putting quite a bit of sanitizer and all that good stuff, but, you know, such is life. I've got some sugar heating up. I'm going to turn it off for a second because I think it's going to take a few minutes before I'm ready to use it. Maybe I'll plant some of these pear seeds, see if I can get a little tree out of it. See what happens. I'll just plant the scraps, and if something starts sprouting, then I'll call that a day. I know I'm behind on chat. I will check it in just 10 seconds. Should have set this for food, huh? This is still under writing, I think. I will reset that in just a minute. But yeah, I think I should set it for food in the short term on Twitch, or else I'm bait and switching y'all. More like your brewing stream, Claw. Same difference, not really. Moving on, Happy. It's a cooking / brewing stream. Why not? Same thing. Yeah, what up, Claw time? It's going well, Claw. It's going well. Appreciate y'all, coming to an agreement there about you making that wine you were talking about. Yes, that is indeed correct. I am making the wine I was talking about. I should go ahead and actually set it. Oh, let's see. Set it stream intro. This should be food, I think, right? Food and drink. There we go. Boom. All my tags are gone, but I'll put those in later. But this will be fun. So we're making Also with Bosch pears, you can make some really good pear compote and stuff like that. And let me know if like the frame is impossible to see or whatever. Crewing stream. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a beautiful compromise. It's part of the art of writing, and all the arts is figuring out how to meet in the middle on things. Because so many things in this life don't always balance out precisely. Is that showing up nicely? I want to make sure it's at least like somewhat entertaining. I don't know how exciting cutting stuff is, but if it's not showing up, you can let me know. Oh, it looks all right. That's showing up great. It's echoing, but such is life. Such is the life of a streamer. Especially when I have the computer over there and I'm not really looking at the monitor at all. I'm just trying to get this done. I mean, this could even be considered a gardening stream because I'm going to try to plant all these scraps. So maybe it's a cooked gardening stream, but it's going well. I started streaming this a little later than I expected because my little infant had what you call a meltdown and was freaking out. I was like, oh, I'll do the stream real quick and then I'll have a bunch of time after. False. Absolutely false. He had some very, very, very strong opinions. And so I did not get to stream quite as soon as I expected. But I'm glad I'm here now. This is very soothing. I was getting pretty stressed, which I think anybody will understand who's ever had had living things they've had to take care of. It gets tiring. You get pooped. But I'm very glad to be hanging out with you. Until next time, take it easy. Are you taking off? Well, I'll see you soon. I'll be on later tonight doing some writing. So that should be a lot of fun. I hope. For everybody. Foop. Foop. All right. Cut these apples and core them up. I want to have some apples in there too, just to have a little bit of sharpness. And I don't know if you know anything about me as Final Boss, but I love me my Granny Smiths. I love sour. I love sharp. And I love no compromises. So that's maybe my own weirdness, but I love Granny Smiths. They just got that tartness that you can't get enough of, and with the pear, that's going to be really, really sweet. I'm going to potentially have to add some acid. Oops, I probably should have just cut this in half, huh? What a silly boy. I might potentially have to add some acid, but hopefully not. Hopefully, it just is enough the way it is. But we'll find out. This is my very first foray into brewing, into making things that are that take a fermentation process. I don't think I've ever fermented. Like, I've not done kimchi or anything. I've not done kombucha or any of those other common homegrown things where fermentation is required. Whatever. Let that one go. So this should be exciting. I'm pretty excited to see how this pans out. And I think I have some good stuff for it, so I'm pretty stoked. And we'll see if I am mistaken. It'll be a couple of weeks, so you guys will have to come back to the stream and see how it went. So it'll be a couple of days. So tomorrow around this time, I will be doing some minor things to it, and I will probably do that'll just be a portion of my stream, or I'll just record the video. Not really sure. I gotta do some minor thing, just adding a few chemicals and stuff. Not chemicals, but just adding the yeast and some food for the yeast. Some yeast, like accelerant, as it were. Yeah, that's a little funky, isn't it? Oop. Don't need that. Yeah, I'm just gonna chop this again. Cool. We're getting there. 2 more things to slice and dice. I am going to trim off some of these things that aren't looking so pretty. That's about right. Okay. But yeah, we're almost there in terms of the fruit, and then we're going to just slam all this stuff through a mandolin, and we're going to see if it will fit into 1 and or 2 gallon containers. I'm hoping I can get them all in one, but we'll see. It will be really cutting it close, but I really hope that I can, because that one has the better, it just is better proportion. I don't really have the right proportioning for 2 gallons. And so we'll see. Also, I'm learning a lot about just how to set things up in a way that is ideal, in terms of like setting up your sugar mix, stuff like that. So we're going to be learning a lot of stuff together tonight. So get excited. All right. I think that's good. That's good. And some tree is going to pop up out of all this scrap. Can't tell which, but something is definitely going to. All right, so there's all the scrap. And I might try the passion fruit. I'm going to just quickly Google how I'm supposed to. How about kvass? Granny Smith. Yeah, and a lot of times you need acidity, because pears are going to come in pretty sweet. So getting some acidity in the wine is pretty importante from what I've understood. All right, I think I just cut it and then get a spoon. Okay, cool. I will be right back. I'm going to get one more utensil, and then we'll see how this goes. I'm actually really curious. All right. Oops. We'll see. If this sanitizing water doesn't work, I'll be really sad, but it does smell, so it's got to count for something, right? Okay, anyways. I think the Camden tablets will also help. But here's our passion fruit. Got that thing in the way. Looks pretty yummy. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fermenter, because I think it's just going to scoop out the mush. And so I'm not going to put it in just yet. So I'm spraying this down with sanitizer as much as I can. Okay. I cleaned all these. Now we're just sanitizing. Okay. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute. The passion fruit's just going to go in when it's ready to go in. So I'm going to put this on top of the scraps here. All right. Next step, I'm going to taste some of this passion fruit because that looks pretty good. Oh, wow. That's super good. Very acidic. So I might not need to add much acid. Let's try a little bit more here. Wow. Super acidic. Well, we'll see what happens. This will be interesting no matter what. This will be a learning experience. That's what I have to remind myself, because I'm very much a perfectionist. If you guys have been on my writing streams, you'll know this. But you just got to say, you know what? What will be will be. This I already sterilized. Likewise with the mandolin. So I'm going to move that over there and set this puppy up. See if I can get a good shot for you guys so you can see all the cool stuff coming through. And then let's go ahead and start slicing it thin. So this guy, we're going to set. It's a little old. Going to set to 1. We'll put up these little razors for a medium slice. And we'll start loading stuff in and just start chopping it. And this should have set for about a minute, so I'm going to start loading stuff into that, and hopefully Okay, how's that looking? Nice and thin sliced. Oops, some stuff is falling out on the table. Alright, so I'm going to have to move this a little bit lower. Good to know. But very exactly the way I want it. Very, very thin sliced. These I might just toss because they got on the table. Alright. A little bit of peel left. We're just going to chuck those for the most part. Less peel, the better, because that's got a lot of stuff in it. In terms of just tannins and sourness and all those things. So nice. This is cutting nice and thin. I can eat the peel. That's all extra anyways. So, throwing some pears in there. 2 at a time. I'm used to only one ingredient. Yeah. That's, it's different. It's different. I kind of like doing a little medley. There you go. That's the right word. I like going for a little medley if I can, and kind of mixing it up and finding some flavors that I get really excited about. Dump out the extra sanitizer in here. All right. And we'll start loading some of the fruit in here. I think I'm going to need 2. Could be mistaken, but I'm pretty darn sure. Oh man, I think I'm going to need 2. Yeah. Just looking at that. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to fit everything in one. We'll see if my dream comes true or if I have to split it and make a big mess. And y'all can laugh at the final boss and his high hopes. Some juice is coming out, which is a little bit of a bummer because I want to make sure that I preserve as much of that as possible. Okay. Delicious though. Okay. The weird projects I get myself into, huh? But I've always wanted to do it, so here we go. I always laugh. There's also editable wax on applies. I'm not sure you want too much of that in a wine. Editable wax. How about kvass? Granny Smith. I don't know what kvass is, but that sounds cool. If it's something you recommend, I'll definitely always take a look. But that's all news to me. I've not heard of that before. Okay. Yeah, there's no way. That's all going into one. I'll just measure them out inside. Gosh darn it. Alright, I guess I gotta sterilize this one. Good to know. I'm gonna get my scale. I'm gonna put 2 pounds in that. And then I'm gonna get the other scale and put 2 pounds in that. And that'll be easier. Just to measure by weight. 2.5 pounds maybe. I think that will be the wisest the wisest decision, just to keep it simple and combine them later in the brew. Okay. So this has 1.44 pounds. Not quite enough yet, so I'm going to save some of the apples and stuff. Go through some more pears. So 1.44. All right. All this juice, man. Feels like it's going to waste, but is what it is. I think this is a good way to slice them up, and then some of the juice is still getting in there, so that's okay. There's going to be a little bit of lost on the table, but I think I'll just, for the sake of being extra careful, you don't want to, like, have a bunch of funky raw food everywhere. When you're brewing, you want to be as thoughtful as you can be. Oof. Come on, get in there. All right. All right, that should be about 2 poundies right here. Yep, 2 pounds exactly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start filling up the old other bottle. This one has been sterilized as well. Give it one big last sterilization swirl. Can't hurt, right? All right. And this goes up here. This should be... well, I think that's about right. Okay. Almost, folks. Almost. Alright, so we're just going to do this in 2 parts. That's what I figured was going to have to happen, so I'm beginning to realize that my guess was true. Okay. Throw the apple cores there. Alright. Look at that. Yummy and delicious. Let me tear this real quick. Alright. Now we just do exactly 2 pounds of stuff. And then we'll just split everything else evenly if there's leftover. And then we'll do half the sugar mixture in each. And we're actually going to do a little bit of a different ferment on both, which is funny, because one of them will have a water thing on them. The other will not. So I'm kind of curious to see how that pans out. Last thing I was going to do is I was going to spray this down. Sterilize that as well as I could. I'll set that up there so it can be sterile. Alright. Tastes like beer anyways. Huh. Interesting. These pears are real good though. Wow. Wow. That is so delicious. Man, feels a shame to make them into wine. Just want to eat them. Just want to eat them. Grab these guys. Whoop. Few fell on the table, but I think it will be okay. I'm going to give it a big clean off and see how it goes in a minute. Okay. We're getting there, folks. There's stuff everywhere, but luckily this will be an easy clean. And then we can actually get down to the business of starting the mash. Okay. A lot of shredding there. I don't know if I'm supposed to put the peels in, but it is what it is. They'll have a little bit more sourness, I suppose. I should just put extra sanitizer on my hands, but they are pretty... I did wash, so should be alright. I'll just spray them, huh? Alrighty. I'm curious. My random cooking videos sometimes get way more views than my writing and editing stuff. So I'm gonna be I'm going to be very entertained if more people end up finding this than anything else. So yeah. So potentially we're putting 2 pounds of pear. And I put some other flavoring in. I use some different types of sugar, which is always... Man, those are really good right now. If a fraction of that flavor gets into the wine, it's going to be real tasty. Like a fraction. You know what? I'm going to put this on the plate so I get those juices, because they're all dripping off the far end. I'd rather not waste it. Yeah, that's better. Alright. This guy, tear him up. This guy, break him up a little bit. Okay. There, we got some more juice than average here. Okay. Just try to get all these guys in there. So essentially what's happening next is we're going to pour some very hot sugar syrup to increase the specific gravity, and obviously just get it, have enough sugars for the yeast to really go to town and make a wine. And then, after that, we're going to start fermenting it. So I'm going to add a little bit more sugar. I'm going to add a little bit more, oh gracious, what is that? What is the name? I'm going to add a little bit more sugar. I'm going to add a little bit more, just flavoring and stuff. Oh my goodness me, I totally forgot to put it on the plate because I get all the juices that way. My next goal after this, gods, please don't cut yourself. Don't worry, I'm really trying not to, Element. I want my my kid's dad to have both hands in one piece. And luckily this mandolin has quite a few safety precautions, so but it is very efficient in terms of chopping stuff. So hard to deny its practicality in this situation, though there is some danger. Alright, hopefully... Is that a stem? Get out of here, stem. Off to the scrap pile with you. Okay, this is... Okay, so that's going over 2 pounds now, so I might put half of the remainder. It's 2.6. So it's about 3 in each is maybe my goal. So I put 1 more in there and then 3 in here, and then that's that. And that's all the fruit. And then I'm going to throw a passion fruit in each. Okay. Alright, come on. Okay. Yeah, I do not see me getting everything in one of these things. I could maybe if I squished it all in there. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'll put these in the other one, and then we'll figure out if I can merge them. I'd like to merge them, but I don't know if that's going to be at all possible. I don't know if that's going to be at all possible. It'd be much easier to have everything fermenting in one thing, but I have a sneaky feeling. Okay. Get all this gooey, nice good stuff here. In you go. Get this stuff all sliced up and delicious. It's a chunked shredded apple bits. Okay. Alright, that's most of that. Last thing is I'm going to throw in some passion fruit. And then, oh, whoopsie, whoopsie. And then, And then we start pouring in the sugar. So I'm going to start heating up the sugar and getting my backup water ready, because essentially what happens is put in some hot sugar, mush everything together, and then put some more stuff in. No wait, you're back on the Russian. That's awesome. What a gift. I don't really speak. I speak a few little foreign languages, but not to the degree that it sounds like you speak Russian, which is pretty awesome. You should definitely. This is how you do passion fruit, right? Put some passion fruit in there. Whoops. Wow. Throw it on my phone. Blop. Okay. Phone hasn't caught fire yet. Okay. And then I will throw a smidge. This has been sterilized. Okay, cool. So then I can put all my sterile stuff in there. All right. Put a little tiny bit of passion fruit in there. And all those scraps I think are ready to go. Throw these in the garden somewhere. Those both smell absolutely amazing. I think these are pretty close in terms of weight. That's 2.9. That's 2.5. So that's pretty darn close. I could put some of these scraps in there, but I have a feeling that after being on the table, I kind of want to be, I've been perfectly sanitary, so I'll just put these in the scrap bucket, and then they will become compost at some glorious day. All right. Okay. So that's most of the cutting and slicing and all that fun stuff. Now it's time to start the mix, which is the exciting part. So buckle up. I'm just going to rinse my hands off real quick and grab the sugar that I need to put in there, the hot sugar. So get excited. Okay, that's heating back up. And then, where do I need to get stuff? Just gonna read over my little plan here. I think that's it. Where did I put it now? Alright, I'm going to start mashing the stuff that's in those things already. 2 seconds. Alright, so the next step is mashing them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with a Camden tablet. Half in each, for the most part. And the Camden tablet should essentially kill some of the natural yeasts that are with these pears. So I'm learning a lot of these things, so bear with me. Oh wow, that Ziploc just died. That feels bad. Come on, buddy. Why fight the inevitable? Literally, what the heck? Maybe I'll try from the inside out here. Now, this is really a Ziploc that does not want to open, which kind of defeats the purpose. Alright, there we go, finally. Okay, come here. So I'm gonna get this cabinet tablet. Oops, I'll use that one because that rolled in some wet stuff. Okay. I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna dry this guy off first. Oh, yeah, whatever. Okay. And then I will crush it up and put one in each. So one goes in there, and another goes in here. I don't know if you can see all that, but yeah, let me know if I should move the camera at all. I've been a little bit behind. All right, and then this is all sanitized. Then we start crushing. Whew. Well, I guess I'm getting my exercise in, huh? This thing's pretty sterilized, so I'll just mix this up just a smidge with the spoon before I start smushing again. And then we smush. And then we smush. I think a lot of that's just to break up some of the stuff. It's getting nice and juicy though, which is great. Luckily these things are pretty strong. That looks delish. I'll take this out, mix it up again, and then do one last round of smushing. I'll hold this over that because I don't want to waste any of that delicious juice. Fluff it up one last time. One last good mix. Alright. I'm excited. I'm really curious to see how this pans out. Definitely a different type of final boss experiment. But that's where life gets interesting, you know? Trying some wonky new stuff. Okay, so that one's done. I'll say at least. Probably could use more, but this is not the most efficient way to mush fruit. I will tell you that. And like this little like crappy Amazon like potato masher bending, which is pretty funny. That it's just like, nope, the fruit is stronger than me. I do not mash. It's not having it. Which I respect, you know. But I got 2 Camden tablets. I got a Camden tablet in each of these. I'm going to do another one of those tomorrow. And then, yep, that's the Camden tablet. Mash the pears. Okay, Then we put in the hot sugar, which is heating back up. Wine tannin, yeast nutrient. Second cabinet, leave at least 24 hours. Okay. Okay. So pretty easy. So before bed, I add another Camden tablet to each of them after they've had some time to think about their choices. So again, hold this over that one, and mix this puppy up good. Okay, mixed up good. Alright, back to mushing. So I'm going to just do like 3 rounds of mush each. Keep things relatively simple. Try to get a good mash on everything for the most part. Passionfruit and sweet. And I think the sugar I'm adding, and I put a little bit of just fun stuff in there. I put some, different flavoring elements in there. So I think this will be a pretty tasty wine if it gets done. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Alright, that's getting juicy to the point that I think I want to see. Yeah, and then I'm just going to put the hot in, stir that around. I might get a bigger spoon and sterilize it because that little one does not seem like it will be a fun time to stir a hot substance with in a narrow jar. So I'm going to get a bigger spoon. Use those muscles. I had that making custard, broke my whisk. I know, it's like, come on, Amazon. This is, you have one job. Anyways, I'm gonna go get the hot liquid. So I'm gonna be a little bit, probably less chatty for this section. But see how it turn out. It's just that too, I think. Oh wow, that smells amazing. Alright, I need a big old spoon. This I will take out with me. Just want to use these. That's actually better. Okay, big hot bowl of sugar water incoming. Let's put this on the garage floor for a second to get situated here. I do need to spray this down. So this is all the hot sugar water. I did mix in a few other things than maybe normal, so that should be fun. We'll see. I put in some maple, some honey, just some things to kind of add a little bit of extra pizzazz. That's what it's all about, pizzazz. Especially if I'm only going to do this once, I want to try some fun stuff while I'm doing it. You know, I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to do this once. I might do it more if I really like the results. But we'll see. Or even if I just like the process, you know. That's one thing you learn as a writer is results, you know, don't worry too much about results. Process makes a big difference. Alright, y'all, so wish me luck. Here goes nothing. I'm going to try to pour the first bit of this hot solution in here without making a huge mess. I do want some extra lighting here to see how much I am pouring in. So I might turn my cell phone light on because this does have some internal measurements and I'd like to make sure that I'm staying relatively equal. Or I can just go by weight, which is also possible. So that is right at 3 liters. So I'm going to pop this on the scale actually. Zero it out. I know I'm behind on chat. I'm sorry. You guys have been typing stuff. So we're going to start very carefully pouring that in. Okay. First step, mix it up a little bit. Okay. That's a pound 14 so far. And I have how many? I'm just at 2 liters, so I probably need to put just a smidge more. Luckily, this is pouring better than I had expected. Okay. 2.9. Alright, that's about kind of where I think this one needs to wind up. So I'm going to put this over here. Hopefully the big jar doesn't crack. That would make me very sad. Alright, tear that. So we're looking for 2 pounds and 9 ounces. See how that goes. I'm going to pour in a little bit first just to warm it up. Just so I don't, in fact, crack these things. Mix it up a little bit. Make sure that the heat kind of dissipates. So that's one think I have a feeling this is going to be just about equal. I think I kind of timed it pretty. Oops. Now I'm spelling, huh? Silly me. Alright, 2-9. So then I got to split the rest of this. So I'll do a little bit in here. Alright, and then a little bit more in here. Well, I'm glad I got 2 carboys for the secondary ferment, because that would have been a real short trip. Okay, great. So these are about equal, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. In terms of this weight, 3, 2, 1. I think in terms of this weight should be about, oh my gosh, beautiful, beautiful. All right, 307. That's pretty darn close. So I'm 2 ounces off in my 2 mixes, which I think I'm good with. All right, mix that up real good. Whew, I hope that you guys can see okay. This is kind of a crazy process, but so now the next thing is I'm going to put a liter more of water in each. Top it off as best as I can. And then we should be ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to throw a liter in. I have some nicer water, I think. I could check the specific gravity now. Oops, I'm trying to fall. But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking like a wine mash, you know. I guess I don't know what else I expected, but you know, I didn't expect it to actually look like something recognizable. All right. So I got some nice water. This will also help me. All right, so that's about right. Okay, cool. Tear this out. 0, 0, 0. Okay. This should fill this puppy uppy. So another 1.12. That's about right? Did I have to do 2 liters? No, because it's all together 4 liters. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. That looks just about right. I don't know. 1, 1, 2, 3. I'll try this again here. I'm using a very inaccurate measuring system, but it is what it is. It is what it is, huh? Alright, so 1, 1, 2, 3 is what I'm going for, weight-wise, at least. Oh, that's 2. That's a lot. Put some more in this one. Alright, so I'm just going to equalize the volume on both of these. Okay, so I did put a little bit more. So I'm going to just match the volume levels. And I think that should be good enough, right, folks? Right? Guys and gals, please. Check out a little one. Yeah, take your time. Okay. This is looking cool. I'm excited. Whether or not I have reason to be, debatable. But I am excited. I'm going to go ahead and bring some of the stuff away. And guess what? In a few minutes, we'll still have time to write. That feels good. I'm going to clean a little bit, so I might pause the stream between, just so the fox lady doesn't come home and be like, what happened? What the heck happened here? Jeffrey. And ban me from ever doing weird projects like this again. Which should not be should not completely. Okay. That's done. Alrighty. Just gonna match the fill on both of these. I think the Camden tablets will stop fermentation, so I'm not so worried about tightly capping it just yet. Wow, those are actually pretty close. This needs just a smidge more. All right. Okay, cool. So that's beautiful. Those are looking way better than I expected. I'm going to go do a little smishing here with this. Don't know if that was ill-advised or not, but I'll try it anyways. Probably ill-advised. Okay. Well, if I'm doing it to one, may as well do it to the other. Okay. Well, something has happened. A thing has been done. Okay, so I'm going to cap these up. Both these caps are sterilized. So that's good. This one also sterilized. I'm going to go ahead and add a little water to this just in case it starts fermenting and bubbling. But it should not, because we're putting Camden tablets in, which will essentially kill all the natural yeasts and things that are in here. So that's like one of the reasons we're using these Camden tablets. Okay. Cool. Okay. Two things. These scraps I can plant somewhere, I guess. I do need to leave the Camden tablets out, but that's it. I'm gonna add one more Camden tablet in an hour, and that's ready to go. I'm gonna add one more Camden tablet in an hour. In 24 hours, I will be adding some more stuff, which I might stream because that is actually a bigger step. And then after that, I start the actual fermentation. So tomorrow around this time, I will be adding some more stuff, tweaking them just a little bit, and then we should be ready to rock and roll full steam ahead. And then I got my secondary fermenters. I got my secondary fermenters for when this thing is done with the primary ferment. Whew, that was interesting, right, y'all? All right, I'm going to pause stream for a little bit, but I'll be back on in about 20-30 minutes to do some writing. I just want to clean a little bit just so the fox lady doesn't like it. She sees the mess I've made. But yeah, I hope that was fun. I hope that was fun. I hope that was a little educational. There's our two results here. I hope that was interesting. I think they came out pretty well. I'll bring them up close to the camera to finish off the night here. I think they came out pretty good. I think they look really nice. Beautiful color. And they have a lot of complexity that was kind of one of my goals. I wanted to add a little bit more. I wanted to add some different stuff. I wanted to add some apple. I wanted to add some passion fruit. I wanted to do some stuff to mix it up a little bit. I know that's not always a great idea on your first attempt at something, but what the heck is the point if you can't have a little fun? Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. Looks like pasta. Really good. Sounds good. Well, I'll be back on in 30 minutes. I'm going to pause the stream or just turn it off, clean everything up, and then I'll be back in 30. I'll see you guys.